Good morning. Today is Friday, December 29th. This month is almost gone. Remember when you were little and it just seemed like ever so long till Christmas and you counted the days and it just was forever, and the older you get, the faster it goes by, which is bad. Got to stay really good today because tomorrow's my weigh-in. And I know all of you have great hope that I'm going to lose weight, but I'm telling you, I ate so much. It was just ridiculous how much I ate. The old Sandy appeared. I told you in my story of Scrooge that I kicked her to the curb, but she must have got herself up and dusted herself off and came to the front door. And she came in with all of the other people because I didn't welcome her in. I didn't open the door for her, but I think she snuck in with everybody coming in, blended in with the crowd. But I welcomed her with open arms, and I ate and ate and ate. But that was in the past. And so I agree with Sue W. because Sue W. said that she overate too. But she said she ate really bad for the 3 days just like I did. But she reined it in, and so did I. And that's just what you have to do. You have to remember it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. And it's not a lifestyle that you want to do every week. But, for holidays and stuff and you indulge, just get right back on track. Because the longer you wait, it would have been very easy to just say, well, I'm going to wait till next Saturday. Or, tomorrow rather, and get weighed and then go from there. But then, you have to work that much harder to lose all the extra weight you would have gained anyhow. So it's not worth it. It's just not. You had a bad day. I had a bad 3 days. And, but I moved on. And that's just what you got to do. But I wanted to give a yay, yay, yay shout out to Learning to Be Skinny, because she said that in a 24-hour period, she almost ate 15 cookies. But she didn't. She saved them. She had 2 for dessert. She counted them in her points, and she moved on. And that's just what you got to do. I'm not saying that you're not going to be tempted. On my video last night, you probably saw that the tin of cookies was sitting right next to my nice plate of vegetables and my tuna sandwich, because I knew that Jim was going to eat them. You have to want to do it yourself. Jim needs to lose weight. He even tells me he needs to lose weight, but he doesn't lose weight. So you can't do it for someone else. You have to do it for yourself. I've many times thought I would lose it for Jim when I was younger. I would lose it because, I want my man to be happy and all that. But you know what? I wasn't happy. And I'm happy. I'm very happy. And I don't feel deprived. And I do feel a little bit of guilt about going crazy, but not too much. Just a little bit. And because I knew I'd get right back on track. And I knew it. And I enjoyed it. It brought back happy memories. And I just think that Christmas cookies shouldn't have any calories because they only come once a year. And so I think that there should be some kind of magic potion that you put in a Christmas cookie that doesn't have any calories so that you can go crazy eating your Christmas cookies, because who makes all those fancy cookies all year round? I'm not saying nobody does, but most people don't. Most people are in a cookie club and they, make like 12 dozen cookies, and then they end up with 12 different kinds of cookies and stuff. I did that one year. That was brutal. It was nice getting all the other cookies, but it wasn't worth it in the long run. It just really, really wasn't worth it. But Carol Evans said that the only time she doesn't want to eat is when she's sick, and she's never sick, so that's why she's fat. I'm the same way. How many people really want to eat when you're sick? You really don't. And you get on that scale and you feel so good because you lost 4 or 5 or 6 pounds when you were sick. But it really wasn't a true weight loss. It was just because your body was losing fluids because you were sick. And then once you start eating, it goes back on. So you just have to know that starving yourself is not going to work. I know it looks like I've been starving myself for the last 3 days, but I have to tell you that those vegetables are very filling. I get so full from eating all those vegetables. And I know there's 0 points, and I know I should add more protein into my meals. But I did have protein. I had the tuna and I had the egg, so I did have it in my 2 meals. I cannot eat 3 meals. I've tried and tried and tried, and I just can't. So I can't. I tried and I just can't. But, that's all you got to do. Anyway, Nick E., I think it's N-I-C-E, was wondering about if she makes her own recipe, how she knows how the points are. So I was going to show her. Let me open up my iPad. This is my, I don't know if it's kind of glary. Oh, this is not going to work. But anyway, on the bottom it says last day journey, and there's a plus sign. You want to hit the plus sign. And then when you get to the plus sign, it's going to say favorites, my food, activities. Oh, did I do this wrong? Oh, you hit my food. Know that? And then, oh, that's it. My food. See, I'm trying to teach you, and then I'm not really sure. And then you go on to recipes. And then up in the corner here, it says create. And you hit the create button. And you put, like here, list food, recipe, meal, or cancel. You hit recipe. And then it's going to say my recipe right here. I know you can't read it because of the glare. I apologize for that. But trust me, it says my recipe. And then it says serves. And then it says ingredients. Add ingredients. So you're going to list all your ingredients, and then when you're all done listing all of the ingredients, you can scan the can or whatever it is if you need to. You hit create recipe, and then it'll tell you got to tell how many people it's going to serve, and then it'll tell you how many points that is. I hope that helped you. I thought it would be better, but it kind of was glary. I'm sorry. I tried. But Jim and I are going to go spend some of my money. You know, Carol Evans said that the only time she spends the when she gets her Kohl's cash, she always spends it on someone else too. And I was really proud of myself. Freedom on a budget, you'd be really proud of me because I didn't open my wallet at all. I used all my Kohl's cash on myself. And I actually, oh, I take that. I had to go into my pocket because I had to give him a quarter. I hit that so close. I was just a quarter over. But, you know, it's better to be a quarter over, have to put a quarter in my pocket than leave them with a quarter because who's going to go in there and spend a quarter? So I think I chose very well. I really did. So Tanny Ellis wanted to know about my sister Sue and my brother Pat. My sister Sue passed away on March 10th of 2015, and my brother Pat passed away on October 22nd, 2011. My brother Pat was only 54, and my sister Sue was 62. Unfortunately, I've mentioned this in the past, my brother Pat was an alcoholic, and he ended up dying from alcoholism. But he was a good dad, he was a good brother, he was funny, he really was. He was so much funny. A memory of him is I remember the lady next door was like 5 years older than me. So she would have been, what, 10 years older than, well, she would have been 12 years older than Pat. And she used to bring him to the bar. And when he wasn't old enough, he was like 16, 17 years old. And she would bring, because she wanted to be the young, you know, hip neighbor. And so Pat started very early. He started when he was like 15, 16 years old drinking. But anyway, he had gone to this one bar, and it was like, back then it was like a bowling alley bar. And they had like live music and stuff. And my mother found out he was up there. And so my mother went and she came and she sat down next to him, and Pat didn't know. And then Pat kind of looked over and he says, "Isn't this a good baby?" Oh. And then he realized it was my mom. He was grounded. But he was a good guy. He really was. And Sue, we always teased her that on her tombstone we were going to put, or headstone, we were going to put "just kidding." Because whenever she would say anything, she'd always say, "Just kidding, just kidding." But she lost her husband, Bruce, in 2010, and he took such good care of her. No, was it 2010? Yeah, I think it was 2010. I was surprised. It just seemed like it was not that many years before he passed. And Sue, when she ended up passing, she was in a nursing home. She had kidney failure, so she was on dialysis three or four times a week. She had to go for dialysis. She couldn't walk, so she was in a wheelchair. She had diabetes really bad, so she was losing her sight. She had gout. She had congestive heart failure. She just had so many things, and so it was. I do have a sad but happy. It's a sad memory, but it was, and I'm not going to cry. But I remember when I was talking to her just before she passed. Denise and I always called her every night to say goodnight to her before she went to bed. She always went to bed about 9 o'clock. So I called her. It was about 9 o'clock, and talked to her for about 5 or 10 minutes. I said, you know, Denise and I are going to come by in the morning, and we're going to bring breakfast. What do you want? And she told me what she wanted. She wanted an Egg McMuffin. So I said, okay, we'll bring you the Egg McMuffin. We'll see you in the morning. And so she says, well, the nurse is here. She's going to help me go to the bathroom, get me settled in for the night. So good night, I love you. And I said, good night, I love you. And I hung up the phone. And then Denise called her, and Denise talked to her, and real quick, because the nurse was there. And she said, good night, I love you. And she says, good night, I love you. And then at 10:30, my sister Mary called and said that the nursing home had called, and we had to get over there, which she had already passed at that point. But it was just that quick. She went that quick because she sounded fine. We were joking and everything on the phone. So I know she's in a better place, but I do miss her. I do miss seeing her. It was a, you know, it's always hard going visiting somebody in a nursing home because you just sit around and you don't do anything. But it's a good memory for me because I got to say I love you one more time before she passed. But we had so much fun. I'll tell you more stories about Sue, but I can't ramble on right now. But I'm going to enclose, I'll put a clip of the pictures of my brother and my mother and my father and my sister right now. And then I will see you when I eat my breakfast. Okay, I thought I'd show you. That's my father's family. That's my dad. That's my mom. That's my sister Sue, Denise, me, Mike, Mary. And there's my brother Pat. There's a better picture of Pat right there. And Michael. And that's Jim and I when we first started dating. Look how skinny I was. I was a skinny Winnie. I was so fat. I was so fat. I weighed 150 pounds. Oh my gosh. To weigh that now. And there's just my friend from work, Sue, and my other friend, Jeff. I didn't forget. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Terry Armstrong. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Well, does anyone know what kind of bird that is? It's got a pretty red head. I think it's a woodpecker, the way he's pecking away at that piece of suet, but I don't know for sure. He's kind of mean though. Okay, let's eat breakfast. I started my day with a prayer. I drank 50 ounces of water. I walked 3,254 steps. My quote is, imagining is the first step to accomplishment. 26 smart points. I'm actually going to have a 2-point breakfast today. 0 for my egg, my berries, my grapefruit, banana, tea and water, and 2 points for my cheddar mozzarella stick. So I still have 24 points left for the day. Looks good. Well, look who came over. Sebastian and Oliver. Kind of dark. We sitting by the tree. See how pretty the tree. So you gotta take turns.
So we both get 15 minutes? Big
Look is here. Sophia and Aaron. She's there.
Hey, if you're gonna be loud, go downstairs.
Okay, Sue Fitzgibbons wanted to know what kind of flat out I have. It's approved by Weight Watchers. It's 2 points for the Smart Wrap. I get it in the bread department. In my store, it's over by the donuts. And Sue M wanted to correct that. She said that a shot glass is 2 tablespoons. It's 3 tablespoons. So she didn't want any of us to be led astray. But there's my dinner. Another healthy looking dinner. I have 24 smart points, so it's 3 points for my half a cup of cottage cheese, 2 points for my Smart Wrap, 1 point for my tablespoon of Miracle Whip, and 0 for the tuna, the celery that's in the tuna, my tomato, my cucumber, my mushrooms, my tea, and my water. It's a 6-point dinner. I have 18 points left, and once again, did really well. I forgot the artichoke dip, 2 more points. So instead of an 8-point dinner, it's a 10-point dinner. But I still have 16 points left, so I'm still doing good. Once again, talk too long. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.